All right, before we jump into the video today, real quick, I hate doing YouTuber sounding stuff, but I noticed recently that only about 34% of the people that watch my content regularly subscribe to the channel. So if you come here a lot or you find value in my content, if you would just take a second to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, down in the description, I've updated my kit.co links. I get a ton of questions all the time about what I'm maining on any given day and the gear I use to produce the content. Click that link. All that information is right there. It's all organized. It's all up to date. All right. Thanks for your time. On with the video. So we have a live one here today with the Xtrfy M42. This thing is small, it's symmetrical, it's lightweight, it's got a modular shell for a couple different shape options. Like the M4, this thing is built really well. Nearly every detail here is executed almost to 100%. Price point seems pretty fair, comes in a really wide variety of colors. There's a lot to like here. We're gonna talk about why. You ready? Let's go! Yo, I'm Brian P. You're watching BadSeed Tech, and today we're checking out the M42 lightweight gaming mouse from Xtrfy. Full disclosure, Xtrfy did send this out for review, but as you should know by now, doesn't affect my review in any way. So this mouse is in pre-sale right now, but the units they shipped arrived in sealed retail packaging, so I feel like these are the finals. Pricing ranges from $59 to $65 US, depending on the colorway. So today we've got the pink, the blue, and the white in-house. These are also available in black and their retro colorway, like an old NES console, which comes in at 69 bucks. This is a smaller frame mouse at 118 millimeters long, 57 at the front, 63 at the rear, 56 millimeters at the grip. The height is right about 38 millimeters at the highest point, and that holds true whichever back shell you're using. So yeah, it does feature a modular rear shell that you can pop on and off. It's a really easy system with just a couple hooks toward the front and a small magnet in the rear. So you have this lower, flatter option. It's ideal for fingertip, and then one that's dragging a little more wagon behind it that gives you support for your palm. It's perfect for claw grip. You'd have to have some pretty small hands to palm this thing as well, as it's right there size-wise with like a Model O- or a Viper Mini. Regardless of which way you go with the shell mod, it still has like a SteelSeries-esque teardrop shape with like the thicker backside really accentuating that shape. So it's got a low front end, pretty simple geometry, symmetrical shape, but no ambi support for lefties. The frame dips in pretty sharp and then back out from front to back and slopes down and in from the top to the bottom. So it offers a really narrow grip width. Larger hands can still find a comfortable grip by hitting the outside flares or with your ring finger and thumb in the deepest area of that grip. Overall, it's really versatile. We do have holes here on the shell. They're round like we saw in the M4. It's really lightweight too, coming in at just around 60 grams on my scale. Matte coating, like the M4, the build quality here is top tier. Really, really solid mouse on all the copies. Internals are all protected as well against both dust and moisture. The triggers themselves have slight comfort grooves and no outside frame around them, so it's all trigger up front. Despite this, there's really no side play there. There is a bit of pre-travel and basically no post-travel. These have Omron 20 mils inside, really crispy, solid job here. Side buttons, we have a generous size, good positioning, good tensioning. So like even if your thumb rests right on them, you're not gonna accidentally trigger these. Very minimal pre and post on the front, very minimal pre on the rear, just a little post. These feel very solid, crispy. These are pretty much exactly what you want in a side button. The scroll wheel has the RGB down the middle, rubberized on the outer edges, really light tactility, pretty quiet, low force to rotate, nice height off the triggers. Force to depress here is maybe a little firmer than I'd like, but I'm really being picky here. Yeah, so overall, build quality, ergonomics, trigger and button placement, and performance, all top notch. On the underside of the mouse, we have two healthy sized glides, both front and back. Decent thickness, they're tapered, dimpled, PTFE, no complaints here at all. Sensor is the 3389, behaves exactly as you'd expect. Placement is centered on the frame. You also have a polling rate switch on the bottom as well as your CPI or DPI adjustment. There's no software here, so they include 8 steps of DPI out of the box. The stress relief has a nice solid upward angle. The cable here gives a stock paracord look. Like, it's nice that it's color matched, but it's really thick, loose weave, not nearly as flexible as some of the other stuff we'd seen lately. It's stiff, and that's coming either from the internal wires or the shielding. For me, it's a bungee minimum, more realistically a strong candidate for a proper paracord swap. You can do this no sweat, as they also include an extra set of glides in the box. You also still get a couple of cheap custom keycaps that are color matched as well. RGB looks really clean with the wraparound ribbon on the front and the floating logo under the rear shell. Again, because there's no software, all of this can be controlled on the hardware. The button that looks like it would handle DPI on top of the mouse handles lighting instead, and unfortunately, you cannot reassign this in-game to something more useful. In terms of gameplay, it feels great. It's fast, it's responsive. It is the first time in a long time, though, that I've noticed a mouse cable while I was playing, so bungee for sure. I find I play well with both shell options, but the raised rear shell feels the most natural to me for my grip. In general, I don't use mice this small, but I actually found the shape here to be so versatile that I was able to not only find a comfortable grip, but a consistent one as well, which was actually really surprising. I gotta say, it's really nice to be able to do a short review today, and the reason why I'm able to do that is because Xtrfy basically nailed it. They didn't give me anything that I really had to dig into, explain, or critique. The cable's stiff. That's the best thing I could come up with. When you go back and look at the original M4, that was a really solid mouse, nice small ergo shape. And that's the only thing that turned some people off, was the shape of that mouse. Now think about the fact that that came out in September of 2019, and we're just getting this mouse right now. That's why Xtrfy wins, because they don't rush products to market. They took their time with this, they paid attention to the details, and it shows. It's an accessible size, a versatile shape. The convertible aspect is very well implemented, and the build quality here is top tier. Price point feels more than fair. It honestly makes me sad that I don't have an affiliate deal with them, because they're gonna sell a ton of these. This is a banger mouse that does almost everything perfect. Great job, Xtrfy. As I said, these are in pre-order. I'll drop a link down below. I'll also be rounding up a few of the other lightweight FPS mice over the past couple months in a single video coming really soon as well. And that's it for this time. I'm Brian P. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and until next time, stay up.